Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler from Melda Production, and today I want to just do a quick run through of a song I made called Holiday Wish. And the reason I'm doing this is twofold. One, I just wanted to make some holiday cheer, so I decided to write this song. But also, I kind of wanted to show off some things I made in MSoundfactory, specifically one instrument, and the instrument is called Ideophonic. I'll let you listen to what it sounds like. So start here. I want to make like a handbell type sound. Not perfect, but I'll let you hear it yourself. So you can hear that, and I'm using this bell sound here. I guess maybe a few months ago, I actually showed how you can do this to create something similar to this device, and I took that and I actually made a device. So you see here, it has like xylophone 1, xylophone 2, glockenspiel, marimba. Is it Celesta? I'm not sure. Bell 1, Bell 2, glass, wood, and orchestral bell. So it has lots of different sounds, and this is all based upon like physical modeling. I'm using the modal filter. Check out that old video if you haven't. And there's some other things you can change too about like the tone, the sharpness of the exciter. And so basically that's all it is. I think I did some things with the EQ here to make it sound better. And at first I thought, why did I use Bell 2 instead of Bell 1? And then I played it like this. So Bell 1 has a lot of inharmonic overtones. And so for this, I just didn't think it really matched it. For some other use, I think, oh, it's actually good. But for this, I was like, I need something harmonic. It's supposed to be nice and comforting. This year's been bad enough. I don't need any, inharmonic bells to make it worse. So that's why I did that. Another thing I'll bring your attention to is the key panorama at the bottom. And what this does is basically the notes on the right are going to be, or actually the low notes are going to be on the right of the stereo spectrum, and as you move up, the higher notes are going to be on the left. Now, of course, this one, it's mostly playing things in a similar range, so you're not going to hear too much movement, but this is kind of a cool thing you can do with MSoundfactory. So if you want it to seem like you're actually behind a piano or a keyboard, you can actually hear things like from that perspective, or flip it the other way, so it's like you're in front of the keyboard or something. So I did that with this just for some stereo width, and I thought it was kind of interesting and cool. I'll show you the next instrument here. I have this Celesta or Celesta. And I think this one is maybe self-explanatory. It's the same type of thing. I just moved this to the left with a key panorama. Again, one thing I kind of wish I would have done is I should have taken this EQ and moved the high pass up like this. That percussive low end just kind of bothers me, so I kind of wish I would have done that in the actual recording, but I didn't, so yeah, whatever. But you get the idea. I think this one actually sounds really nice. So people can argue it doesn't sound exactly like the instrument is supposed to be, but for me, I think this sounds really good, especially for like physical modeling. I really like this. One of the things you actually can do that's interesting with physical modeling, I'll show you with the handbells, is of course you can play them up, but because it's physical modeling, you actually play them lower than they actually could actually be played with a real instrument. So if I play the handbells really low like this, so you get interesting sounds like that. You're like, what is that? Is that really a bell? Or I could even change it to bell 2 and see what this sounds like. So you can do kind of fun and interesting things like that. So feel free to play with this Ideophonic and do things like that, things that are, completely out of range and things that you wouldn't normally think of doing. Sometimes you can find some interesting uses for things like that. And I'll show you one more instrument. I try to make like a low bell sound here, like this. Yeah, so I use this orchestral bell, and this one also it has some harmonics or overtones that aren't quite in like perfect tuning, but that's kind of good. On the one hand, I didn't like it because at the end I was like, it's kind of bothering me the inharmonic overtones when they're being played with the other parts like the bells, the other bells and things. But at the same time, it sounds a little bit more authentic, I guess. Yeah, I'll let you hear the last part. So you can hear there, I don't think I used, I didn't do too much of the effects. I may have put a low pass there. I didn't want it to get too bright. But of course, you can, change that to taste. Uh, this one, although the harmonics aren't lining up straight, and that's something that happens with real musical instruments. Like I said, if you start going out of the instrument's natural range, it starts to sound a little bit weird, but sometimes weird is fun. And on top of that, for these instruments, I added a bunch of not only just EQ, which you'd normally have, but you also have things like reverb. Oh, that's way too loud. Sorry about that. Let's try like a nice cathedral. I already have reverb on here. I gotta mute this. I've got some delays here. I don't know why I put chorus here. And that could be interesting in some cases, although I'd want to turn the depth down. And I have some vibrato here too, like this. So it's kind of some wacky effects, but you can actually use that for stuff. I've heard lots of songs with wackier things than that in there. So hopefully have fun with this. I hope you like it and you find some use for it. If you do, give me a thumbs up on this video. If you have any questions about this, leave them down below and check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.